sparkly.
I'm bubbly.
And together, we're Mineragua.
The fresh, sparkling water for those who are bubbling over with life.
And crave new experiences.
Are you thirsty for adventure, more laughs, and more excitement?
With Mineragua in hand, it's easy to live life with sparkle.
Just look for the glass bottles with tiny bubbles wrapped in blue.
And you'll taste and feel the difference of Mineragua sparkling water.
Mineragua, get your fizz.
I need a change. You've been cold to me too many times. You're wasting money. You're a leaker. So I'm replacing you with a new Navien tankless water heater. No more cold shoulders, no more leaks. Just spa-like comfort and Navien peace of mind. And oh, I want you out today.
When you're ready for a change, ask your plumber about Navien or visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 3,221. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! All right, the Men's Room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted. Click, clock, drunk of the drunk. All right, here we go. Louisiana couple went all in and stole $1,000 worth of beer from various Target stores. Meanwhile, Florida authorities are looking for a burglary suspect who performed a lewd act after dropping his drawers. Florida couple attacked during a leisurely bike ride by attacker saying he wanted a better bike. Field trip to the rodeo ends with a class leaving behind a 3-year-old tyke. And a Chicago teacher smacks an 87-year-old woman over the head with her purse. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, in case you had not heard, the World Health Organization has officially declared the coronavirus, COVID-19, a pandemic. So by definition, the pandemic refers to an epidemic that is now spread over several countries or continents. So in a nutshell, planet Earth has shut down for business. The entire country of Italy has closed down. There might not be a cruise ship at sea that would be allowed to dock. And basically, let's see, South by Southwest canceled, Coachella and Stagecoach both postponed. St. Patrick's Day parades around this country and in Dublin, Ireland, of all places, actually been canceled. Countless attractions, conventions, sporting events, and other large gatherings canceled or forbidden. But that brings us to this show's mothership city of Seattle, Washington. Now, Seattle has the unfortunate distinction of being the American epicenter of COVID-19 outbreak, and as such, if you travel from Seattle to anywhere else, frankly, nobody's really that happy to see us. I mean, hell, the entire state of Washington is in the same boat. People in other states, they're about as happy to see us as the average person is to greet, say, Jehovah's Witness / Repo Man at their front door. In other words, not at all. But hey, we get it. We get it. Sometimes, justified or not, people just don't want you around. Maybe it's because you're contagious. Maybe it's your ex. Hell, maybe it's your current. Oh, hey, Look, man, sometimes it's situational, Ted. It's not that you don't like certain family members, but they don't need to witness certain activities that you and your friends might indulge in, say.
Chinese woman was smacked in the face today for not wearing a mask.
Really?
Yes.
Gee, they didn't want her around. But that's because she's Chinese. But it could be because that one person you know is a thief when they come over, the drama queen, somebody who just smells bad, whatever it is. This is what we want to know today. Who didn't want you around, or who did you not want around?
Be a part of the Big Show. Call 844-999-OLA. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
I'm Sparkly.
I'm bubbly.
And together, we're Mineragua.
The fresh, sparkling water for those who are bubbling over with life.
And crave new experiences.
Are you thirsty for adventure, more laughs, and more excitement?
With Mineragua in hand, it's easy to live life with sparkle.
Just look for the glass bottles with tiny bubbles wrapped in blue.
And you'll taste and feel the difference of Mineragua sparkling water.
Mineragua, get your fizz.
Geico presents Motorcycle Word of the Day. Today's word is tank slapper. Is a tank slapper used to describe a handlebar wobble? Or is it a motorcycle joke that is so funny you just have to slap the gas tank with your hand as you laugh? As in...
Oh man, Daryl told me a great joke last night. It was hilarious. It was something about a dog wearing sunglasses. I wish I could remember. It was a real tank slapper.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Hold the Joe's hand, away we go. Welcome to show number 3,221. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, as I believe that we have reached some uncharted territory as far as the state of things here in the city of Seattle, Washington.
Sure.
Where we broadcast from. A bunch of closures, a bunch of everything. Our show is still moving on. But believe it or not, like any other business out there, there have been plans put in place as far as what could potentially happen to the show in the event of a total shutdown in downtown, in the event of a total shutdown as far as just even our building is concerned.
Right.
Maybe they would want to come in for 2 or 3 days and do a mass cleaning. But either way, like any other business, you know, there's a plan in place, and it's been talked about for a week or so leading up to what potentially could happen where we work. Now, a couple of those plans early on, and not sure exactly how in-depth these things got, but as far as our syndicated part of the show, we are in a few other cities, and it was initially discussed that maybe, you know, those were potential places where we could go and broadcast. We're on down in Portland at Portland's Classic Rock, 92.3 KGON. We're also on at 98 Rock in Sacramento, which is not necessarily too far away. There are other affiliates out there. But the bottom line was this, as you start to noodle this stuff around and everything else, who in the hell would want us to come into town from Seattle?
Now, so they're telling you that you had to leave because you might have the virus.
Sure.
Yes, that is correct.
Right.
And the thought is that we here in any one of it can be Miami, Grand Forks, we love you too.
Yeah.
But we understand that you might not be excited about the idea
of us coming to see you, being from the epicenter of where all of this stuff is going on. Now, I'm not sure that it got to that point where, but from a technical standpoint of can the show get up on the satellite or whatever the technical aspects, which are just beyond our pay grade, are concerned, those are all part of the process of finding out. And it turns out we might do a temporary show from one of our homes. That is a plan that's being put in place. I don't know if Ted likes that idea, unless we get some sandwiches maybe, or I don't know if we...
I told you, man, I got a bar in the basement, we got a fridge, we got an oven, we got a working stove. I mean,
you have the ideal house for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We're hooking it the hell up for doing it there.
But look, even if it was, you're living in Indiana right now, and you have family in Seattle, and they want to get away from this, so they're going to maybe had a trip planned or whatever. You're going to go see family. Do you know they don't want you there?
You know they don't.
They do not want you there.
You know they do not want you there.
I wouldn't want you there. I wouldn't want you coming to my home from here. I mean, I know right now if I told any of my family members, hey, might get a couple days off, who knows what's going on, might fly in and see you guys and see what the hell's going on. My 94-year-old grandmother, my 70-year-old mother. Boy, that's a healthy recipe for death right there. And then me just flying into that.
Your mom's only 70?
Yeah. And then
why do you say it like that?
Because my mom's 75, and he's 12 years older than I am.
Well, she had sex.
She's from West Virginia.
Right, exactly. It's a different world.
She's from West Virginia, Ted. It explains
But I guarantee you right now.
My mom's 75. I can't visit her.
That even that, with a small town like that, if it was known that I came into town, because my grandmother would tell everybody, of course they would. I wouldn't even be able to stay at the hotel if I needed to. You know what I mean? Not that I would need to stay at the hotel.
We heard about you, Mr.
But
Montgomery.
Event, man, you know the situation.
You disease liberal.
Where you are not welcome. And it could be based on your ethnicity, it could be based on your sex, it could be based on there's all kinds of reasons where you get the idea that the situation you're in right now is probably not the best situation to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, honest to God.
And it doesn't take long to figure out. And sometimes you can get there. And I won't go through the entire story before, but stumbled into what I will say was a very rural Pennsylvania bar, dirt floor, all that. And honest to God, when I stepped into this place, it got quiet like a movie. I mean, just a hush. Where's the old vinyl scratch? That's what happened. And I mean, there's nothing. And everyone's staring at me, but I'm there. And it's not like there's anywhere else to go except back to the car, right? But I'm like, just saddle up the bar, get a beer, order the beer. Conversation goes for about 5 minutes. They ask me where I'm from. At the time, I live in Baltimore. It turns out that every dude that was in there drinking worked for Bricklayers Union, whatever the number, and they were the guys who had laid all of the bricks for the very recently completed Oriole Park at Camden Yards Bay.
Yeah.
Beautiful stadium.
Beautiful stadium.
But when I heard that, knowing my situation, oh, man, it wasn't just beautiful, Ted. I mean, this dropped out of heaven. This is from God's own hand that this beautiful thing dropped in the middle of my otherwise horrible city and your work. Spectacular stuff. So they're feeling good. Now they're buying me beers. It's all good. But I remember thinking to myself, if these guys worked anywhere else, right? Like the odds of them having constructed that stadium in the city I live in this situation is very beneficial to me.
Sure.
Had this been anything else, I'm getting my ass kicked.
Right. Well, hell, even when we went down to when Elysian Brewing Company, they put Men's Room Original Red in a category of a specialty beer at the Great American Beer Festival. And that's down in Denver, Colorado. So we went down for the and I'm pretty sure that was one of the years where the beer either won a bronze and or a silver medal.
That is correct.
Yes,
I like to think because we were there.
Thank you very much. Right. But we decided we flew in on a Friday evening after the show. So we're getting in at like 10-ish, 9 o'clock. And as you know, to get from the Denver airport to the hotel in Denver, that's another 2-hour drive.
Right. That's another Greyhound bus ticket.
So,
Take the train.
But our friend Jamie Nova's in a band. She's playing at this Roadhouse. It's not too far outside of town. We're hoping we can make it. We're hoping we can get there and see the show.
Sure.
So we get into an Uber or cab, whatever the hell the deal is. The guy drops us off. It's just like a scene from a movie. You know, maybe like the Blues Brothers where they put up the, the fence net, you know what I mean? But anyway, the whole front of this bar is covered in Harley Davidsons and bikes lined up like a professional did it. Like almost like that you were at a bike store. You know what I mean? Like you're at a motorcycle dealership. You know what I mean? Like they're all across the front. It's a honky-tonk. We look at this place.
I remember the guy with the cowboy hat rolls in, and our thought was this. We said, look, this doesn't mean anything bad's going to happen.
No.
But if something bad happens, we're getting rolled quick.
We know we don't look like we should be there. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you're out of place somewhere.
Diverse crowd.
It was not. When I walked in, it was. The moment I walked through the door, it became diverse.
Was it as diverse?
I was almost like EOE, but this is, and I swear this on my, this is the only conversation Miles and I had. So we look at the bike, and just when you look at this place, it looks like a place you're supposed to go if the cops are looking for you, right? It's just the way it looked. We looked at each other. Miles just goes back to back, throw haymakers. That was it.
That's all we got.
It's like, if it goes down, man, we go back to back.
I'll cover one side, you cover the other.
We'll try to meet at the hotel.
Yeah, because Miles and I went to a bar in the back of a liquor store in Baltimore. They seem, if we were the only two white guys, they seem more shocked that we ponied up to the bar, but didn't seem like there was a threat of violence.
Or you're crazy. No. That's one thing about Baltimore. If a white dude in Baltimore goes anywhere where it's predominantly black, it's a... Don't mess with crazy white boy. Seriously. I mean, they're like, if that guy is bold enough to walk here.
And they loved us by the end.
Yeah, after I told the guy in the Steelers, like,
F off.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what are you doing in that? Golly. Ted's like elbowing me, like, shut up, we're going to get killed.
To your credit, it worked.
I don't know how. But yeah, there's.
I like that you say now. I don't know how.
I don't know either.
I thought I was taking this
I'll be dead honest. I'm from PG County, but when we walked into that, we were buying beer, then the guy goes, Miles goes, is there a place to get a drink? The guy just like, yeah, in the back. But I mean, when we walked
Did he
in,
even say it like that?
Yeah, he legit was like, "Go ahead," and he's like, I could feel his eyes welling up, like, "Oh, they're really going back there."
Like, oh, no, okay.
But when we walked in there, I mean, no offense, but the looks were like, there hasn't been white people in this bar in a while.
Ever. Right. But we were perfectly fine.
Like, I can't emphasize
in
enough.
Kenya. They're like,
whoa, look. And it's like 2 Coors Lights and a shot of Tuaca.
That's exactly, I know.
That's not exactly what you get.
Probably. Something.
Yeah, because you guys were all about Tuaca back then.
So it was just one of those. But after a while, it was okay.
Oh, I know. Once Miles started picking on the dude from Pittsburgh, then everybody else started jumping in. Where you guys from? What are you doing?
Next door at Michael Jordan's Nissan, getting my car fixed, I think was the deal on that one. But in all seriousness, Seattle public schools have been closed for a couple weeks. And
just found out today, Miles.
And if you're listening to us.
In fact, the text in all caps said no, but no was spelled with 3 N's and about 7 O's.
Sure.
Not because we don't love our kids. Oh, kids, we love it. But we don't want you around. Not during the day, during the week. Like, no offense, Monday through Friday, man. There's a guaranteed amount of time you're not around. And it's freaking awesome. That's why parents hate summer vacation.
Sure.
Kids love summer vacation. Mm-hmm. That's why parents will dance naked in the street on the first day of school while the kids are bumming. It's not that we don't love you, but we don't always want you around.
And speaking of schools and just the awkwardness of some social situations, we have a buddy who lives in town. He has his own business, and he was telling the story. I don't know if he was dropping off T-shirts or exactly what the deal is, but our buddy found himself in a parking lot of a school waiting for somebody.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
He was dropping off T-shirts.
He was dropping off T-shirts either for a school function or whatever. But here is this guy.
A teacher at the school, I believe, would order T-shirts from this guy for like a special thing, not so much for the school, but for his class. Right?
He's sitting out in his car. He's in the parking lot. At this point in time, and I can't remember who it is that addresses him. It's either a staff member or a security guard.
No, you have to keep in mind also, he's sitting in the parking lot of, I believe, an elementary or middle school with his sunglasses on and his hood up, which is just how he rolls in general.
Right.
But he's not thinking...
That's a bad look.
Right, but he does optics.
He's not thinking about where he's sitting with big-ass sunglasses on, too, and hood up, lots of stubble, because, again, he's just going to see his friend for 30 seconds, give him the shirt, and go his own way.
That's it. But the perception of that, the optics, is that there's a creepy guy in a car outside at the elementary school parking lot.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, when you're in the midst of that, sometimes you don't realize that you are the one that people, because you're like, me? What?
Yeah, he said he didn't know, like, when the security came up to him first, I want to say the cops did show up, but when they first are questioning him, like, why are you here? He doesn't understand quite what the hostility is, but it's like, hey, man, I got T-shirts in the bag for Mr. So-and-so at the school. It's like, then I kind of see a whiff of myself in the mirror, and it, like, click, like, oh, God, I look like I'm here to kidnap someone.
Sure. And as far as, like, you even just shopping or browsing or whatever, haven't you said probably hundreds of times?
Man, it's countless. Security, one of the fun things you can do, black people already know this, but typically you can figure out who the plainclothes security guy is because every aisle you're in, they're in every other aisle of that, all right? And this happens so much more than you would possibly think. Happens all the time, but one of my favorite things to do, once you get wind of it, it doesn't happen if the place is busy, but say there's 5 customers in, I don't know, a grocery store. You absolutely get cased every time. So I always like to double back, got to sneak up on them from behind, and it makes them so uncomfortable because they don't want to break character.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. They don't want to break character and let you know, but you at least convey, like, I know what you're up to, bro. So, that said, they'll keep following you. But it is nice to make them a little uneasy.
Yeah, maybe grab something and then just put it in his coat pocket.
I saw you try to steal that.
Are you taking that cocktail sauce?
Then tackle.
Are you taking that? Security! But I am security. You're trying to steal that cocktail sauce. Our question, who didn't want you around? Or who did you not want around? 844-999-OLA.
I will say very quickly, years ago, I went to University of Maryland versus Virginia Tech. All right. Football, Thursday night. Maryland's never played Virginia Tech. It's going to be a great game. Smash cut to the end of the story. Virginia Tech beat Maryland by like 60 points.
It's hard to play there.
As we're going in, me and Little Trooper, you remember it, right?
Yeah.
You guys, so we've had a few beverages. We're having a great time. And we go in the wrong door, and we turn around. And Virginia Tech has a massive student section. And this is right before kickoff. We walk up the stairs and turn around in our bright red Maryland shirts. We are right in front of their student section. And, we look at them, they look at us, and then within seconds, There's just booze, cursing. I don't think there was a projectile, but it was just like, what are you guys doing in front of us?
Hey, man, look, I've done that when we first moved to Seattle. All we want to do is watch NFL football games. There's a place called Jillian's. They would show them on Sunday. Hell yeah, going to go down there and watch it. Well, the first time I go, I don't quite understand the layout of this place. So I see a bunch of open tables. They got big screen TVs. I'm like,
and the game's on. That's
the game's
going to be.
So,
and I think it was the Cleveland Browns that
it was the Cleveland Browns. Right. And so I'm wearing my Ravens gear, and I sit down, and then a couple of Browns fans come in, but they're giving me a weird look. And I get that Cleveland has bad blood with Baltimore with regard to the franchise.
The history is, if you don't understand, the Cleveland, they basically picked up and left and moved their entire team to Baltimore. It took 5 or 6 years for the Browns to get a team back now that you see. But during that time, of course, everyone hated the owners of the team. Sure. Everyone hated the city of Baltimore for doing that. Granted, it had been done to Baltimore as well. So Baltimore fans knew the pain of losing their Colts so many years before.
But we didn't have a problem taking your team. But let that be. We understand your pain, but we're gladly going to take your franchise.
But the bitter taste in the mouth, this is only a year or two after Cleveland got that team again.
It's tough,
It's still there.
And I get it.
It's still there to this day.
So a couple of Browns fans, they kind of throw me the stink eye, but whatever, man. I get it. No big deal. And then like 3 or 4 more Browns fans come in. All right. And like they keep looking at me too. And I'm like, all right, like I get the beef, man, but even when in the city of Cleveland, it's not this bad. I don't understand what's happening. And then like 20 Browns fans come walking in. And now they're all surrounding me. And I'm just thinking like,
there's a lot of Cleveland Browns fans.
Why are they all walking over to me? Like, are they serious? Like, seriously, this is going to go down because I'm a fan of this team? Like, because they all insist on walking to the section I'm in, and they all insist. So I'm just like, this is crazy. And then I see this older woman and her husband, and they unroll this big long thing, and they tack it up to the wall. It's like Cleveland Browns fan section, official Jillian's. And I'm like, oh God, right. I am so sorry, man. I did not realize that was like the Browns nest or whatever the hell.
Remember, it was like the Browns backers.
Yeah, the Browns backers. I had no idea, so I'm just sitting there like, seriously, they're all going to come over. Like, it's going to be like this. I apologize to so many people. I got to smoke later. The woman who had hung up the sign, she just chuckles when she sees me. She was like, you really didn't know, did you? So I swear to God, I had no idea. And I can promise you the last place I would sit
would be here.
Was with the Browns backers at a Ravens-Browns game when the wound is still fresh.
We used to have a guy we worked with who was a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I mean, he loved the Steelers. And of course, we like the Ravens, so the Ravens and the Steelers, they're big rivalries. And there used to be a Hooters down in Tacoma where they would show it was the Pittsburgh Steeler fan bar.
Steeler bar.
Right.
And one thing's for sure, I mean, I love Hooters. I have a hard time turning down that invite as far as, well, man, the wings will probably be on the house, you know what I mean? We get a couple pictures of beers. And I'm like, look, brother, I'm not walking in that place.
Right.
Like, I am not walking in to the official Pittsburgh Steeler bar in Ravens gear and then rooting for my team. I don't care if it's Hooters or not. You know what I mean? Like, I have a real hard time turning down Hooters.
Right.
Because I love their chicken wings.
In any way you want to take that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Hooters, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was there because my dad took me there as a kid or whatever, but that was the first time I'd ever had
with you.
Chicken
it's always
wings.
Fun. Me and my brother always go to them.
I get fired up. I get excited. But, you know, it's very rare anymore, actually, that you get pitchers of beer. So even now, for the most part, it's like it's still to me like, all right, we're going to get a couple pitchers. We're going to get a bunch of wings.
So did you not go there?
No, hell no. Hell no. I mean, I would go there any other time.
Just not on
but
Sunday.
Not when my team is on television taking on the Steelers in a Pittsburgh Steeler bar.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just thought I was going to get my ass kicked.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
You know, plus it's by a military base, so all those Steeler fans who would go there, who are younger and in better shape than me, just might decide to wipe my ass across the parking lot if I say anything.
Plus, I mean, let's be honest. You're gonna have, like, I would do the same thing. You're going to have a beer or two. Like, I'm going to cheer.
Sure.
You can't not.
You just know where you're welcome and when you're not. Just give me one day and I'll be welcome on Monday. How's that?
Exactly.
Is that okay?
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
You can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Make contact. A collective psychosis is sweeping the nation. We're in the thick of the haze craze, and Elysian is introducing an altered state of IPA. Contact Haze is a tangled chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and an explosion of hop aroma. This hazy IPA bursts with notes of bright raspberry, currant, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. Available in 6-pack cans in stores and in all Seattle Elysian locations. Make contact.
Must be 21. Please enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, who didn't want you around or who did you not want around? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, John.
No, John.
He's in delay land. We'll get back to him. Mm-hmm. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. So, Chris, was it you that didn't want someone around, or did someone not want you around?
I think it was both. And Steve was talking about the plainclothes security guys. That's what I did before I became a bus driver.
You son of a bitch.
Yep. And the story goes, they sent me to Rainier Beach. And I'm a white guy. Just start that off right there.
That's how they knew you were a security guard.
They sent me to QFC. They're not even opened anymore. But anyways, I walked through that door, and I'm like thinking I'm going to be good today. I'm going to catch me some. As soon as I walked in, people said, "Hey, what's up, security? How's it going?" And I'm looking down. I'm like, "Is my badge showing?"
No, it's obvious, man. Listen, it's just, I think if you're black, you're trained to notice.
Oh, man, I was hiding in a milk cooler for 8 hours, and it was during the winter. So I was literally freezing cold in that milk cooler. Long story short, I caught more white guys than I did black guys. I just got to put that out there.
Yeah, because black guys don't go in the milk cooler.
Yeah. You're in the wrong spot.
It's a white guy thing right there.
Hide by the mayonnaise?
Dairy? Are you kidding me?
Hey, I just also wanted to give a quick shout out, because I told you I used to do that. Now I bus drive for a living. And this morning I had someone hacking and coughing and sneezing, and I did not want this guy on my bus. But just a quick shout out to all the brave bus drivers, school bus drivers, you name it out there, that are braving this current polio thing.
Let me ask you something real quick, man.
Look, we all profile everybody now. So in this city right now, if you get on an elevator with someone, they're sizing you up.
Sure.
And just to explain this, how it's, we're the beginning of this, but for everybody else, when this starts happening, is if you could see the coronavirus on someone, or you could make a determination on whether someone has it one way or another, which obviously you can't unless, like you say, they're hacking up in the back of the bus.
Allergies go. For me, I just assume you have it, and I'm at ease.
John, don't you look at every single person who gets on the bus like, is this the guy?
Oh, yeah.
See, wait a minute. Wait. You drive a bus in Seattle, man. I take the bus in Seattle. I stop by the bus stops in Seattle. You cannot tell me, based on some of the people that get on this bus, that's the worst thing that you think might happen to you. You called us to tell us that someone else was smearing poop in the back of your bus.
That was me.
I know it was you. That's my point. I would rather deal with someone coughing and hacking during this particular thing than be on a bus with someone smearing poop. The one thing we've noticed, now that most of downtown has shut down, and if you drive a bus, you've probably noticed the same thing. It's not that there's an uptick in crazy people, but when you have a bunch of people out there, that same number gets diluted. You follow what I'm saying? And now that same number, those are the only people on the street. The other day I'm walking to the bar, and there's a guy in front of me. He wasn't exactly dancing. It looked like he was pulling imaginary things out of the air and kind of dancing. Like, I only walked 2 blocks. So I watched by like 7 crazy dudes, but they're outside of the library, which is the crazy congregation.
And normally they're just out there smoking weed.
And I cut them slack. You're exactly what I expect. So there's dancing guy, and I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, you can really tell the difference in downtown Seattle because the only people you see are the crazy people. And as soon as I have this thought, I turn the corner to just walk into the bar. And the moment I turn the corner, there's this teeny tiny woman headbutting the window to the pizza place that's next to the bar. And I'm like, I'm sure she's out here every day, but when there's 800 other people, I just haven't noticed her.
Right.
She's a bus driver.
Yeah. No, she's probably just,
That's
can't take it anymore.
She wanted some gelato.
I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
We just found out that the NCAA canceled people being able to go and watch the games.
Yeah.
That's the NCAA tournament. Now, as you said, you woke up this morning and started watching the ACC tournament, which was underway.
Yeah, conference tournament's already started, so that's a good question. I don't know. What do you do? Those people already are there.
They're already there.
We're this weird little bubble right now where, some people are being very definitive on what the plan is, and then others are kind of just still holding back to see what's going on. Even with the Seattle Mariners, they're not probably going to play baseball until maybe April. in, it's not,
Peoria?
No, T-Mobile Park.
Oh.
They're not going to play there. They're going to play down in Peoria. But, okay, so you say to yourself, okay, well, in Arizona, if I go down there, I could watch opening. Maybe not. You might not be able to get into that stadium in Peoria, which for some reason is not a very nice stadium, I guess.
I don't know. People were trashing. Look, I'm supposed to go to watch go to Dodger Stadium to watch opening day. But it's like, I don't really feel comfortable flying to L.A.
My thing is, the governor of Washington, Governor Inslee, said, look, right now, because we don't quite know what's going on, the Fed has no idea what's going on. So let's just limit gatherings to 249 people or less. Right?
So if you have a wedding and you have 275 people in there, they could go in there and arrest you.
Right. But here's my thought. Why wouldn't the Mariners play here? Because only about 200 people go to the freaking games anyway.
Well, it's opening
day. The Mariners, look, after opening day, you know damn well no one goes to your games because you guys are terrible, and you're terrible all the time.
Well, they'll be able to
why not just have your games in Seattle? You can't get 275 people to go to your games, so you should be fine.
Well, after this all-star break, I mean, that's realistic, I think.
Right.
But initially, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you who else I don't want in this town.
Who's that?
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah,
Mike
not Mike Hawk. Sorry, Mike Hawk. Some idiot tagged my building. And, like, if you're going to do graffiti, I get it. This dude just wrote out, Mike. You can tell it's been pissing me off all day.
Are you
like,
angry?
That's all you got is Mike?
Are you angry because he used his actual name?
Yeah, doesn't have a cool tag or name.
Right. How was the artwork?
It was terrible. He wrote 206, the area code of Seattle, and Mike.
Who didn't want you around, or who did you not want around? 844-999-HOLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.
I'm Sparkly.
I'm Bubbly.
And together, we're Mineragua.
The fresh, sparkling water for those who are bubbling over with life
and crave new experiences.
Are you thirsty for adventure, more laughs, and more excitement?
With Mineragua in hand, it's easy to live life with sparkle.
Just look for the glass bottles with tiny bubbles wrapped in blue.
And you'll taste and feel the difference of Mineragua sparkling water.
Mineragua, get your fizz.